What's up, guys? It is I, once again, Yusuf Al Sanad, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Movie Monday series. And this week, guys, we're asked to pick our own personal top 5 list of favorite films or series of the Movie Mondays. And I was gonna pick a top 5 list of my favorite anime series. But then I decided, nah, I do a top 5 list of my favorite TV series / shows out there, and yeah, that's the list I'm going to make for the 8th episode of the Movie Monday series, which was created by Emily Boone herself. Please check her channel out. She's a really amazing YouTuber and a close friend of mine, and I really think you guys will like her content. But let's get straight to the Movie Monday episode 8. At number 5 in my top 5 list of my favorite TV series, we have HBO's Deadwood, which ran for 3 seasons but was cancelled after season 3 for some reason. They were going to do a season 4, but they had to cancel it, probably due to budget. And it's really sad because this show is such an amazing western / drama, and I really do love the drama that goes on in the show, especially when it concerns Seth Bullock, a guy who comes from the state of Montana to the small town in Dakota known as Deadwood, a very lawless town, one of the most lawless in the Old West, which is run by this guy who owns a bar and is also a pimp named Al Swearingen, who's played by Ian McShane, and Ian McShane is the highlight of the show. And you have Seth Bullock, who's played by Timothy Oliphant, another actor I really love, and I hope to see him in FX's Justified. And I really do love their chemistry on screen, and the fact that these two don't like each other, because Seth Bullock is a man of justice. He's a man who wants to serve the law, even though he's in the most lawless town in all of the states. And Al Swearingen is looking out for his own interest and the interest of Deadwood, because Deadwood is his town. And he also has like this competition, this man who is played by Powers Booth, a really amazing actor who's also a pimp / guy who owns I think a casino or a bar, and he has to deal with a lot of these things, especially when the government comes in and they try to bring down Deadwood, and it becomes a very complicated situation for Al Swearingen, who is essentially the main star of the show, and Ian McShane kills it as this character. You also have characters like Calamity Jane. This show is just full of amazing, very eccentric characters who are full of life. And Deadwood, being a western, not your typical western with, like the John Wayne films or the Clint Eastwood movies. No, it's a drama that focuses on this one specific town. And while you do get moments outside of Deadwood where you see Seth Bullock trying to find this man who killed his friend Wild Bill Hickok, and he encounters a Native American, you don't really get that many moments outside Deadwood. It's mostly a show that focuses on this one town, and man, guys, this town is just the worst pile of crap you could possibly find in the Old West. It's a really amazing series, and it's one of my favorites for a very good reason. One of those reasons being the performances, the drama that goes on, of course the fact that I love westerns. Westerns is my 3rd favorite after horror films and after romance stories. I love those 3 genres so much, and Deadwood really is very likely the best western ever made in a TV series. At number 4, we have The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead by AMC TV network. It's one of my favorite shows, obviously for obvious reasons, because I love The Walking Dead, the mythology. I read all the comic books up till I think volume 8 to 10, and I really do love, once again, a drama between the characters and how the focus of this story is not so much on them killing zombies, but rather how the people themselves are the Walking Dead. And there have been many stories of The Walking Dead, from games to spin-off stories like Fear the Walking Dead, but the main focus is on this one group led by Rick Grimes, and I refer to them as his gang, Rick Grimes and the gang, and how they're trying to survive the zombie apocalypse, post-zombie apocalypse, and they encounter many people who are either trying to kill them, rob them of their supplies and resources. As much as I'm enjoying the series, especially season 7 when they introduced the new baddie Negan, Big Bad Negan, and his girl Lucille. I love them both, but this show really is a dark, grim show, and the story's just getting more and more. It's just something that really I don't feel comfortable watching, you know, because I do love the show still, and it's kind of a contradiction if I say that, but I kind of feel disturbed when I'm watching this show because of the fact that people are slowly losing their humanity, and everything they thought they knew about humanity, or they're trying to bring back by living in places like Alexandria or any of these kind of places which they feel they can make a home out of. It's not going to last long, because in this world you're going to either kill someone, or you're going to be killed, or you're going to lose your friends. The Walking Dead is a very emotional journey, and you will feel a range of emotions as you watch it, whether you hate it, like it, whether you feel angry or sad, or you feel a sense of inspiration watching these characters overcome the odds like they do countless times. It has something for everyone, I believe, but it's not recommended for kids to watch. I recommend against that completely. But The Walking Dead is a really amazing show, and one you should check out if you're at the appropriate age. At number 3, we have Hell on Wheels. Hell on Wheels is obviously my favorite Western. Now, while I said that Deadwood's the best Western, Hell on Wheels is my favorite because AMC have created a TV series which reminded me so much of this video game by Rockstar Studios called Red Dead Redemption. Red Dead Redemption is like a Western open world action adventure game that focuses on this one character named John Marston. Now, how that comes into play with Hell on Wheels is the fact that the main character, he is so much like John Marston with his long hair and the beard and how rugged he is. He's a war veteran, and the two characters are completely different, but I love the main character in Hell on Wheels' motivation, how he's trying to move past the tragedy of the loss of his wife, how he came back from the war, or rather he went AWOL, which means he left the war when he wasn't given permission to leave, and how he's trying to find employment with this man who's played by Com Meaney. Time was changing in this story in Hell on Wheels, and you have Colin Bohannon, who was played by Anson Mount, an actor I really love, and his chemistry with Com Meaney as Mr. Durant, I think his name is Mr. Durant, is really amazing. I love the fact that he's a businessman who's trying to build a railroad to his own interests, like Al Swearingen, but he has a bit more heart. And I love how Colin Bohannon is obviously a man who's scarred by the war and the death of his wife, and how he meets this other man, an African-American man who was once a slave but is now freed. His name is Ellen Ferguson. He's my favorite character of the show by far, and he's played by he's played by Common, sorry. Common is a rapper slash actor, if you guys don't know, and he is so fantastic in this role as Ellen Ferguson. And anyone who doubted Common as a good actor, watch the show and you will think otherwise, because he's really amazing. It has all the great elements of what makes a good Western. It's not the best one, that goes to Deadwood, but it's still a Western you should watch. And it's also a Western that really did bring back good memories of the game Red Dead Redemption, and how much I love the idea to be a cowboy. I mean, when you watch like the Pirates of the Caribbean and you are done watching those movies, even though they're not that good, the first thing that comes to your mind is, I want to be a pirate. But you know what? I want to be a cowboy. Yeah! At number 2, we have Game of Thrones by HBO, and Game of Thrones was actually a TV series. Upon watching the first season, I had no idea what I was getting into. My brothers have read the book series, A Song of Ice and Ice and Fire. I think that's what it's called, the series. And I really didn't know what Game of Thrones was. All I knew, it had Sean Bean. I became so engrossed in Game of Thrones, especially the fact that it's not so much about one specific character, but more about the multiple stories that goes on, and how it shows a different perspective of people in both Essos and Westeros, two major continents in the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, and how this entire show is based around people trying to get to the Iron Throne, or to claim their rightful place as either king or queen. Every character in the show has a story arc, and they do have the motivation to do what they do in the show, whether it's right or wrong, because in this world of Game of Thrones, just like The Walking Dead, you have to do what's necessary to get to the Iron Throne, and you have to do what's necessary to ensure the safety of your family, or to secure your position as an authority figure in this world, whether in Essos or Westeros. And I love so many characters in the show, from my favorite one being Oberyn Martell of House Martell, the Red Viper. I have a huge crush on him. I love him so much. And you also have Tyrion Lannister. I love Peter Dinklage. I love him so much. You have Daenerys Targaryen, my favorite female character of the show. You have Cersei Lannister, who has so far become one of my favorite characters in the show. And you also have Jaime. Oh my god, I would never think in a million years I'd love Jaime, but I love him so much. You have Jon Snow. George R.R. Martin has created a story that really is timeless in the world, in the setting, the characters, the fact there's dragons, there's these wraith creatures, there's the dead. Oh my god, this show is really amazing. It's such a great show. I think you guys will like it, but once again, you have to be at the appropriate age to watch it, because this is made by HBO, and HBO love their mature content. They do, but otherwise it's a really good show. I think you guys will like. Finally, at number 1, we have FX's The Shield, and The Shield, guys, is my favorite TV series because, for one, I love cop dramas. I love like these police procedural stories, especially shows like CSI and NCIS and those kind of cop dramas. But The Shield is the best cop drama in the TV series I've ever seen, because of the characters, the way the show is shot in this documentary style filmmaking, and how it's very gritty and it's very dark and grim, especially how Farmington, which is set in LA, is filmed, and how the cops are having to deal with these gangbangers, the Latino gangs, and you have obviously all the issues that goes on in the police department in Farmington, specifically with the strike team, who are led by Vic Mackey, played so amazingly by Michael Chiklis, and you have his close brother and second in command, Shane Vendrell, who's played by Walton Goggins. Oh man, I love Walton Goggins' face and just that look and his hair. Oh my god. Oh man, Walton Goggins is really my love of the show. But the main focus of the show, despite how good the characters are or how well they're performed, is about the strike team and how corrupt they are. Even there are other cops who are just as corrupt, but nowhere near as corrupt as the strike team. Everything the strike team does is just so horrible. It's just so heinous, and my god, these guys, even though they do stop these criminals and gangbangers and etc., they are doing other things that really is just sickening and just horrible to watch. These are the cops you need in order for you to clean the streets of LA of the criminals, and how you really do need them to an extent, especially with the fact that Vic Mackey, he is not someone who works in the street. He is the street. The street of LA belonged to him, and that is what makes Vic Mackey such a compelling character. It's the fact that just like Tony Soprano from The Sopranos or Walter White from Breaking Bad, he is that kind kind of a character who's not so much the bad guy. I mean, he really is a bad human being at heart, but he's more of an anti-hero in how he proceeds to do these horrible things, but at the same time, he watches out for his family, he protects his friends in the police department, especially the people he knows closely in the strike team, like Shane and Ronnie and Lemansky. The Shield is without question my favorite TV series ever, and I love everything about this show. And despite how good the other shows are, The Shield is really the one I'll be looking back on and watching countless time, and I can't get enough of it, guys. I really do love The Shield. Well, guys, that's the end of my top 5 favorite TV series. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and please check out Emily Boone's channel, as well as my other friend and fellow YouTuber, Rachel Wagner. The links are down below in the description box. And if you want to see more from me, then please check out my gaming channel where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, all that kind of good stuff. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios, amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.